Hi Capricorn, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. We're going to pull some cards. The energy's great today. Okay, this is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising, as well as the Feminine's Mars and the Masculine's Venus. Today is June 28, 2020, and the reading is for the first half of July 2020, so now through the first half of July. And so I've already pre-shuffled. I'm just going to shuffle a little bit more. I woke up this morning with 32 months, which comes out to be February 28th, 2023, so that might be significant for someone. It's 1138 right now, which is actually my soul number, so 3811. So that may be significant for you as well. It's the Queen of Cups and the Justice card. All right, so for everybody watching, the best and highest good of all those concerned, what is it we need to know? What do we need to learn for Capricorn? Capricorn is the goat climbing the mountain. But now that it's time for the goat to notice the scenery. Maybe climb a lower mountain so it can be relaxing, so you can really enjoy yourself. No hard work, just fun. All right, Capricorn, here we go. Capricorn for the first half of July 2020. Capricorn, Capricorn, Capricorn. Okay, what do we have here? That was very gentle. Knight of Swords. Right in the middle of your read. The challenge is judgment. And the foundation for you is the Nine of Swords. Perhaps you've been doing some purging. And the recent past is the Queen of Wands reversed. What is crowning in your now moment is the Wheel of Fortune. Beautiful. And what's coming up for you, Capricorn? The Knight of Pentacles reversed. And how do you see yourself? As the King of Pentacles reversed. So you may have been feeling some loss recently, which a lot of people have. And then what's around you or how others might see you is the High Priestess reversed. Perhaps a secret's out or you need to use your intuition. And then the blocks that you need to clear have to do with the Ace of Cups reverse, which could be purging, being dumped, or just being in the dumps. You know, Capricorn can be associated with depression. So this is your block, is letting go of this kind of attitude, right? You want this, which is always being loved, that your cup is always full. All right, so, and just so you know, I have 3 positions in Capricorn. My moon's in Capricorn, and I've conjunct Jupiter and Saturn in Capricorn. So where we end up is the sun. Beautiful. This is coming out of the depression into the happiness, fully exposed. The connection to what's left hanging in limbo for your read, the connection is the Two of Pentacles reverse, which for Capricorn, this may be good. Maybe stop juggling, right? Stop working so hard. Breaking patterns, dumping the load, which is good there, dropping the facade. And then what's left hanging in limbo at the end of your read is the Two of Wands, which can also reference the twin flame path. All right, so you will get another card. And depending on what that next card is, you may get more than one card, it just depends. And we're also going to see what's going on all right, there's a bit of a story for you to tell. It's a long story. But it's got a happy ending. The underlying energy is the King of Wands reversed. And we're going to give you a little bit of backstory first. And then we go. Okay. So you were praying, perhaps meditating, that kind of thing, hoping that somebody would go away. There's some depression here again, which we were talking about over here. So it's definitely coming up, but that could be loss of hope. The star reverse can also be arrogance, which just comes in line with depression, because there's something you're not happy with about yourself, which it just comes out in a different way, arrogance as opposed to depression. So, and that can be like haughtiness as well. So we come from the star reversed to the Five of Pentacles, which is feeling left out in the cold, exile, destitution, injury, illness. Like if you've been going through an illness, of course that can lead to depression. But this can be many different things in that way. Perhaps a loss of money, right? So this is about being patient. This is the Temperance card. And this Temperance card is a little bit different than a lot of others. It's kind of like showing you how to merge the two polarizations, to merge them into one and be patient and balance. Then we have the Nine of Cups, which is your Get Your Wish card, the Four of Swords reversed, and then the King of Wands reversed. So this could be someone who's not sleeping. So he could just be very tired, because it looks like after feeling left out in the cold and being patient and balanced, getting your wish, this is also happiness with self. And you notice that cup, he's holding that cup up upright. All right, so getting your wish. But then not being able to sleep well, or the need to rise above your situation or your station in life, what I'm just getting now, and then also can be the awakening and coming out about it. But either way, he's either tired or he could be sick as well, because somebody could be going back and forth to the hospital or for office visits a lot, being patient. And it could be other people in your environment, but someone's getting their wish, but they're just tired or sick, or this can be angry as well, but this would be probably reversed if it was more about anger here. So don't really feel that as being a big thing. We have the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands both reversed there, so that could be two people, a falling out, a breakup, two people not getting along, and they could be siblings, partners, whatever, right? But they are connected. They're both fire. They could just be two fire signs too. But it is the King and Queen of Wands, so it could be a couple breaking up. But the King of Wands looks like he's getting his wish. We're going to clarify everything. All right, we have the Rider-Waite Mini here, and this is the Gilded Tarot. We have Oracle cards coming up at the end as well. So we're starting out with two people unhappy, or sick, or tired, or angry. But the King of Wands getting his wish. We have the King of Pentacles. You're seeing yourself as the King of Pentacles reversed, with the Knight of Pentacles over here reversed. So that can have to do with a child too. So it could be fathers and grown children we're dealing with, because they're all reversed. We have the King of Wands with the Queen of Wands, and that could be his child. It doesn't have to be their same age person. They can all be adults. And then we have this energy that you see yourself like, which is very Capricorn, the King of Pentacles, but it's reversed, which can be someone who's been greedy, and this can be the stubborn bull, but this also can be someone who's just lost money and status, or is ungrounded right now, and this could be just someone who can't work because they don't have a job right now, or they're being stubborn or still or on strike, or are paralyzed because they can't function because of the sorrow that they're going through, because there's suffering here, okay? And sometimes when we're going through love and depression in that sense, we become paralyzed. We can't function unless our love life is in order, okay? And that's, maybe some people don't understand that about a Capricorn, because you see Capricorn is all about work, but a Capricorn can't function unless their heart is in order. And Spirit's connecting with me on that. It's making me want to cry, actually. There's very high vibration coming in right now. The misunderstood goat. And actually, I think, is that coming up? Maybe not. I don't know if the year of the goat, is that 23? I don't know. You can check that out, because the year 2023 was coming up this morning, so I don't know if that's the year of the goat, but I think the year of the ox is coming up next in 21, which is actually my year. So let's see what's coming up for all of this stuff. And I'm just bringing up some stuff about me because I'm guided to, but I'm also a lot of Capricorn, so. All All right, so why do we have the King of Wands reversed here? Why do we have the King of Wands reversed? All right, there's that suffering and silence. For me, when it's upright like this is like some acute situation where you're upset. It can be just stress as well, but this is a chronic situation where you've been depressed for a while, suffering in silence, and this is where the war is finally over, and perhaps apologies are needed here. And remember, I always bring this up, in post-war, your body still feels like the war is ongoing because you're so adjusted to wartime. It takes a while to become adjusted to peace. So post-war, that's why we have looting and PTSD, because the body doesn't know that it's not still at war. It takes some time for your body to reintegrate, right, the peacetime efforts. So this is suffering in silence because you've just been through a war. Allow yourself that time to come out of it. And we have the Queen of Cups reversed here as well. So there's definitely a connection of the King of Wands reversed to the Queen of Cups reversed, and that can be his own sadness, okay? And that I'm going to put this back in, but this is the need to find peace of mind. So both of them, the King of Wands and the Queen of Cups. And we have the Queen of Wands above. So let's see what the Queen of Wands reversed is above there for. For Capricorn, why is the Queen of Wands reversed in the recent past? And that's above the King of Wands reversed. Why is the Queen of Wands reversed? All right, that's that Knight. This is deception. So she may have been deceiving the King of Wands. This was coming up in the Divine Masculine read. The Knight of Wands was coming up as the deceit card in the energy deck. This is somebody who can be a player. This is somebody who also could have good intentions but then falls short or never follows through, right? So they deceive people by saying they're going to do it and then they never do. Or this is literally someone holding back their true passions. And this is someone who maybe feels like they're doing this with no options. Maybe they feel like they have no other options. But there's a lot of fire right there, and it's negative. We're also coming up with the Empress after that. So she may have a mother who's a dark mother who's controlling. So the Empress comes up upright because she feels that she's justified in everything that she does. But she may be too controlling, all right? And she may not mean to be, but she just is. And that just might be the mother had too strong a heavy hand on this daughter here. Or it could be a boss as well, an aunt, a grandmother, whoever it was in their life. But this is coming up as the background of the Queen of Wands reversed. The foundation is the Nine of Swords upright. The King of Swords upright. And this is someone not sleeping or rising above. He's upright, so I think he's sleeping. I just think this is rising above, awakening, and coming out about his suffering to find peace of mind. All right, he's coming out. This is someone knowing but keeping to themselves, perhaps afraid to tell because it'll disturb their balance and they don't know if they can handle that. And that's what's causing the suffering and silence. But there's a need here to rise above and come out. And again, it could just be someone who's not sleeping very well, but is in his truth. This is someone who's just trying to keep their peace of mind, but now rising above the suffering and silence, the stress, the purging, whatever you're going through specifically. And then we have the Knight. Oh, I didn't notice that too. So now we have the Knight, the King of Swords with the Knight of Swords, the King of Pentacles with the Knight of Pentacles, and the King of Wands with the Queen of Wands over here. So there's 3 sets of pairs. But this is the only one that's upright, the Swords energy. And this could be a partnership of some sort or a family too, where the Swords energy of Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini is actually in the upright now. They are in their truth, where the others may not be in their truths and falling away from them. All right, so why do we have, there may be someone with a learning disability as well, or students, right? Students having trouble with school, needing help. Money, opportunity, whatever this is. It could be child issues with money, needing money for school, needing money for disabilities, needing money for college, whatever it is. And it could be in a split as well. This also could be one big lie. This could be an opportunist who's one big liar, all right? Whether it's a child or not, it can be an adult. And that's to do with the need for clarity as well. I was just getting music lessons too, I don't know why, but it's associated with the Queen of Wands upright. And this may have been her childhood as well. Maybe she came from a broken family and she was a bad student, so it was always a struggle for her. So that could just be that message for you. And there was a lot of disconnect in her background. And this can also be a breakup now. Maybe she shouldn't, maybe someone who has kids shouldn't have had kids. Maybe she's not, just doesn't have that mentation. It's not that they're a bad mother necessarily. She's upright, but it's coming up as that may be a struggle, or maybe she has a hard time helping her children with school, and then she gets down on herself about it, but can't let it show. She's too proud. There's that kind of energy coming up for the Queen of Wands. So the central energy here is the Knight of Swords upright, which is a message of truth rushing in about a happy ending or the end of a family or emotional cycle, healing and forgiving perhaps this ending, and waving goodbye to codependencies and addictions, or a Capricorn. This could be a breakup in that sense. But and the messenger of truth, that could be a final judgment, like in the mail, or being hand delivered. That could be a judgment coming in. Because then we have the Knight of Swords reversed. So we have both. This was before that. So there is a judgment coming in. This could be somebody holding their tongue or holding an announcement back. So that maybe someone's judgment was held back, or literally an announcement they wanted to make. They were waiting for something to finish, which it has now. And the King of Pentacles is associated with this. So holding their tongue, or holding back an announcement until they're back in control of their finances perhaps, or in charge of the family issues, whatever it was. And we're going to hold off on that. I don't want to put too many cards out on each card, but the challenge is the Judgment card. So an announcement, a wake-up call to action. That can be music being piped in as well. I'm just getting now, the day the music died, resurrected. This is like the resurrection of Jesus, but regarding music, like the day the music died. So I don't know if Buddy Holly, there's a redo of Buddy Holly or something, or it could reference anything in that sense to you, what relates to your life. So why is then Spirit's connecting with me? Why do we have Judgment there? We have Five of Cups. I tend to connect a lot with musicians who have passed away, so we have the Five of Cups reversed and then the Three of Wands reversed. This is about getting over yourself or getting over any grief, loss, regret, guilt or shame, getting over the past when you're stuck at the Y in the road, when it's up like that. Now you're over it. And this is though looking back. You're over perhaps looking back, going back, or living in the past. So whatever you kept going back to, you're over it now. There's a final judgment, and again, this could be justice, a final divorce decree. It could be a wake-up call where you finally get it. You're not going to go back to the same old. You're breaking the pattern. And this is moving forward now after being stuck here. But this is in the past. So let's see. It's funny because it's like you're moving forward into your not moving forward self. But the there's nothing wrong with the Knight of Pentacles being reversed, because that just means it may be like time that you need to stop working. You need to stop trying so hard. You need to stop working for others and just be present and still, to really tune into your body. And this could be, again, this doesn't have to just be about money loss. This can be practical, daily life, like not being so busy, just being still for the moment, and which is what I'm getting there. All right, so in the now moment, we have the Wheel of Fortune there. Why do we have the Wheel of Fortune? And it's upright. Defenseless to the energies, attacks, or feeling ganged up on, or just learning not to care what other people say. Like when you get so much of this that you can't handle it anymore, all of a sudden you have to surrender because you can't defend yourself constantly. This is learning that you don't need to defend yourself. When the world is upside down, just allow it, wait for it to turn right back up again, and then everything's fine. Sometimes it's just waiting it out, which is why we're having the Knight of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles is probably one of the people have learned this over their life. They know when it's time to stop and be still. And some of them don't, though. This is where their addictions and codependencies might come in, where they need to learn how to just stop and be still, because we've been programmed that we're not worthy unless we're working hard, which is not true. This is about feeling defenseless when the world is upside down and learning to surrender to it and just wait for it to turn right back up again, because what comes up, right? What goes up must come down, and vice versa. So this is where the wheel was down and now it's up again. So this is before, and now we're back in business. See, this was reversed, a twist of fate, a downturn, a slowdown, for you to see things more closely in slow motion, so that now you can boldly go where no man's gone before with the wheel. I love this Wheel of Fortune. It's so bright and beautiful and powerful. And it's about getting past the depression or arrogance that's coming up. And there's jealousy and insincerity here too, the refusal to give love. It's all the same thing. And so why do we have the Knight of Pentacles there coming up for you? Why is it reversed? For Capricorn, why is the Knight of Pentacles reversed? Okay, this comes up again. So the Knight of Swords reversed, which is holding your tongue or lashing out or doing both, or holding in order to hold back an announcement. So it might have been driving him nuts to hold back and lash out at the same time, because he had to hold this back until it was time. But he kept his wits about him. He is upright. This is a beautiful energy who takes care of not only himself but others, because he's like a businessman, right? But this is about now learning when it's his time to take a break with the Knight of Pentacles. And this is the quest. This is can be conflict, fighting, a battle, but it also can be games and acting, and it can be the pursuit of happiness, the quest for the impossible dream. And that's what's the goat good at, right? The quest of, the quest of the impossible dream. To dream the impossible dream, right? Mm-hmm. To deal with unbearable sorrow. To go where what is I can't remember the words, but you know, where others fear to go. So it's and Spirit's connecting with me. So I'm getting a lot in this. This is a very destined reading for some reason. So this is about the pursuit of happiness for the King of Pentacles. He's upright. And now, perhaps now the King of Pentacles is learning how to be still. Maybe that is his happiness. Right? Because the King of Pentacles is Capricorn. It's Earth. Earth, they're comfortable being still. That's not a problem. But the problem is we've all been taught that to be still is to be lazy, and that's just not true. There's a time to be still in order to integrate everything. The body needs to integrate. And that's why we're stressed out all the time, which is so not good for us, and that's why everyone has cancer now. So this is the lesson that everyone's being taught, including Capricorn, and Capricorn may very well be that example, since they are the leader in manifestation. He is the King of Pentacles. He's the master of manifestations, which is the end of the deck, the Ten of Pentacles family, the dream family. So the King of Pentacles reversed here. Why is he reversed, or why does he see himself that way? Because he may be seeing himself as a lazy bum. That was what his father probably told him. There's your father, right? The person in control. This is feeling like a failure because of your father. This is also having to do things under the radar. When you feel like a failure, you're going to sneak and do things under the radar because you don't want him to find out, because you know he's just going to tell you you're a failure. And this is issues with work, losing finances or not getting along with people, or maybe your plan didn't work, or there's a third party through work. However this is, it has to do with the dysfunction between you and your father, or your boss is coming in as your father, or a grandfather or uncle, however it worked out. But this is about your father or father figure, however it comes out in your life, has been teaching you that you're a bum if you're still, which is you're bringing up your lazy, this is Taurus energy too, your stubborn, lazy self. But you're seeing yourself that way because of what he taught you. So now it's time for you to undo all that and be stubborn and be lazy if you want. The Emperor does come up later on too, so it's very significant for you. Whoever this figure is for you, so it could be a father, an uncle, a grandfather, a boss, God, right? How God was in your life, what it meant to you. Did you see God as not deeming you worthy of anything good in your life, right? Because that was coming up as, the masculine was coming up as not deserving of the happy ending when I was just doing the Divine Masculine read. So what's around Capricorn, or how he's seen, or how she is seen, is the High Priestess reversed, which is, like I said before, has to do with the need to use your intuition, or that a secret is out. This can be a secret passion, whether it's a person or a thing. Why do we have the High Priestess? Your happiness, what fulfills you, what makes you happy no matter what on your own. And there's some uncomfortable energies here. You may be stuck, and you notice here, this is the 8 to the 9. It's like you have to go through the 4D bridge in order to get to the happiness with self. This is the discomfort of being around other people's energies. When you're trying to heal yourself, it's more difficult when you're around other people, because as empaths, you're going to feel other people. And sometimes you think it's you when it's not. So it's learning how to get through other uncomfortable energies to find your happiness with yourself, knowing when it's you and when it's not you, and when you need to meditate or take some time out. All right, so this is learning how to use your intuition and connect with your higher self in order to become one with you. Be happy with yourself no matter what energies are around you. So the block that you need to work on is the Ace of Cups reversed. So like I said, that can be purging, crying, overwhelm, dumping a lot of fluids, so it can have to do with peeing too much, so prostate issues, or throwing up if you're going through chemotherapy, or just having any kind of virus that makes you throw up. And just also things like getting dumped or being in the dumps, depression, crying a lot, right? Crying in your cookies. And learning to reconnect with your higher self when you become disconnected. So why do we have that for this Capricorn here? The Queen of Wands up right here in disconnect. So again, we were just talking about that. When you're disconnected from your higher self, that's when you fall, because you feel anxious and nervous or sad and depressed or angry. And it's about reconnecting with your higher self, meditating and taking responsibility for your triggers, that it wasn't the other person's fault that triggered you. It was they're showing you what's in your subconscious. So it's for you to look back to yourself, saying what's inside me that needs to come up and out, so that that kind of trigger won't come into me anymore. Because you draw in all of the energies that come into your to your field. So that's coming up for this as well. Once you learn to clear yourself so much, this uncomfortable energy will no longer come into your field if you identify it and bring it up to your consciousness and let it go. So the more you do this, the more this won't come in. All of a sudden, you'll just be getting good energies, because this won't need to come into your field anymore. All right, so that's coming up with both. This is coming up as the King of Wands reversed, perhaps, or the King of Swords. But the King of Swords isn't coming up as the major card. The King of Wands is, and that can be two personalities of the same person. Okay, so we have two major masculines here, the King of Pentacles reversed and the King of Wands reversed. King of Wands may be with the Queen of Wands reversed, and the King of Pentacles may be with the Knight of Pentacles reversed. That could be a partner who's much younger than them, or it could be a child. But then we also have the King of Swords suffering in silence, but he's not seen as the King of Swords upright. He's seen as the one who's depressed. But he's the one who's the messenger of truth here. He's the one who's destined. You see the Wheel of Fortune there. So again, all three of these kings could be personas of the same person, or they could be other people who are around you right now. And you could have children, and they could be grown children, which is why you may have the Queen of Wands, or you may have the Knight of Pentacles or the Knight of Swords upright. So this is the Queen of Wands who needs to learn how to reconnect with herself. Okay. The major arcana that are coming up so far. We have Sagittarius back there. So the King of Wands or Queen of Wands, one of them or both of them could have Sagittarius in their chart. We have Libra, we have Aquarius, we have Pisces, and Leo. Those are the main players here. So why do we have the Sun there at the end for Capricorn? We have Justice and Judgment. This is big justice right here. This is Libra and Aquarius as well. So this is very profound, because these are both majors, but they're also both related to the justice system. And this can be God's justice as well, like Source, the wake-up call, like this is your final wake-up call, your final chance, your final call to action to heed the call. This also can be justice coming through, the final decrees, whatever court decisions you're dealing with. And this can be around the world, having to do with the virus, all right? The news that's coming through now to wake up the dead. So everything's being exposed. The legal system's being exposed. The stuff with the virus being exposed. The wheel is forward now with the sun. This is full power. The sun and the wheel. You cannot get more powerful than that. And then you have justice and the judgment on the sun. So everything for purposes of justice. And that wake-up call, right? Calling out the dark energies. Everything's being exposed. This is literally waking up all of the dark energies to see they can't hide anymore in their coffins. They're all being exposed. And then we have the Two of Pentacles, but the sun is happiness and joy. There needs to be full exposure, because when there are no secrets and lies, then there can only be joy. We have the Wheel of Fortune upright and the sun. It's very powerful, Capricorn. You are a leader in this. We also have Gemini and Aquarius coming up there. But they could be calling out people, or they could be some of the people who are being called out. I just want to see which ones were reversed here. So Pisces is reversed. And that's it. The ones that were upright were Sag, Aquarius, Libra, and Leo. All right, so let's see, why do we have the Two of Pentacles reversed on the sun, which is about perhaps tripping up, but in a good way. It's destined. So the tripping up in order to drop the facade, drop the act, to stop the daily grind, to break your patterns. So why do we have that? This is about choosing a new path, like dropping the Two Pentacles in order to deal with the Two of Wands. What are your true desires? Stop manifesting what doesn't serve you and find your true path. This is your calling. This is the word. This is the message, the news that comes through the child. Somebody's stepping up to the plate or stepping up to bat to take a swing at something, right? Where you have 3 strikes, you're out. But they're being brave and they're stepping up to do it. This also could be playing ball. You know, kids could literally be playing ball. And this could be a child who just loves to talk. Maybe taking a swing at you, but it's upright, it's positive, it's just immature. So it's not negative, it's just young. So it can be a child spreading the word. Then we have the Ace of Pentacles reversed, which is about holding back money, time, and effort, or perhaps getting ready for a new life. This could be saving money or magnetizing the gold coin, which is unity consciousness, pulling it in. And I was just talking about pulling energy into your field, which is what they may be talking about. We have the outfield here and the infield. I love that. Spirit's so funny. Okay, so this is a child learning to express their outer field and their inner field, understanding what's their energy and what's not their energy, and feeling like brand new because of it. I've never gotten that message from that before, so that's really important. Knowing when it's yours, always taking responsibility for your energy, and that way it's never anybody else's fault, right? So even if someone does you wrong, you can do the shadow work and the inner work to see what needs to come up. What polarizations do you need to recognize within yourself? Because however you project, your opposite is in your subconscious. We always contain both sides. We're always the good and the bad. What we need to do is polarize and merge those opposites so that we never polarize to those. Okay? That's the 0 point. So we have the Two of Wands about your new path. And what is your new path, Capricorn? It may be letting go of being wealthy and working so hard. Perhaps letting go of a little bit. Maybe you're overworking and it's not working for you. Maybe even with overwork right now, you're still losing money. So it's the universe showing you, no matter how hard you work, I'm going to take you down, because you need to learn to be happy, not to work hard. And look at the money. 10, 8, 4. If you keep working hard, the harder you work, the more I'm going to take your money away. This is about source, universe, God, whoever you believe in, is going to keep battling you until you surrender. It's about letting go. Letting go. It's not about the money. It's not about your dad telling you you're worthless unless you do something. It's about being still and connecting with yourself right now. And this is dumping a load, dumping the burdens, dumping responsibilities, confessing, taking the load off, right? So confessing your sins takes a burden off of your shoulders. Even if you're not religious, it doesn't matter about confessing your sins. It's about talking to the people who need to know, or talking to your higher self. getting advice from your higher self, not from others. It's about learning to get your advice from yourself and not looking outside yourself for recognition or for acceptance. And it's 12:12 on the clock. This is 35. It was just 35:10, which is the wounded warrior in A Turn for the Better at 12:12 with two people hanging. That's the Jesus and Mary Magdalene template, hanging on the cross together. It's not always about you. It's about your connection to whoever you're connected with. And then we have the moon up with the Page of Wands, which is bringing something to light. But remember that the moon is shady. It doesn't bring full light. It only brings part of it. But this is about this came up early yesterday about if you can't beat them, join them. So if the dogs and the wolves are howling at the moon and the lobster is up in arms because they're making too much noise, well, now they're learning to join them instead of beat them. And so if you can't beat them, then join him. Maybe it's going to make him feel better too to go yell. And this is bringing out inspiration. And there could be Cancer energy here too as well. And that may have to do with the next full moon. So we just had the new moon solar eclipse on the 21st. And I don't know exactly what day the full moon lies on. I don't know if it's the 4th. Let's see, where are we? 21, and we're in June. So it's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's right around the 4th if it's not the 5th, the full moon, or the 6th, something like that. So the July 4th weekend there is the full moon, and this is where you will become inspired to drop all your burdens and stop being like hoarding. If you've been too practical, and it doesn't mean you're a hoarder. It just means if you were too focused on saving money, it's time for you to let go and spend a bit, or to retire and enjoy your life as opposed to keep going, pushing. It's about relaxing and going with the flow. So you're inspired that a secret's out. This is a secret passion. You're inspired by a secret passion or perhaps your own psychic abilities, but that's also the need to use your intuition more, so you may be excited about practicing that. And then what comes up next for you, this is a long read, that's okay. It's 37. Yesterday was the day was 37, it added up to 37. Today is the 38 of the Queen of Cups. So it's about the King and Queen of Cups, which is about unconditional love for each other. And there's a Queen of Cups here too for you. So that could be your secret passion, because you're going from the Wands energy to the Cups energy there, and then you have it here too with the Pisces energy and the Cancer, so it's very watery. The student who needs help with help, money, opportunity, or it could be maybe you were always a poor student, so you always struggled in that respect. This can be your own children who are struggling, who need your help. This also could be the one who never learns their lesson, and then they become a leech, right? They always get people to do things for them, or the opportunist. So it can be this person who does need help, the innocence, but not the adult who just does it to get other people to do things for them. And a child can be manipulative that way too, you know that. So that's coming up as your choice of path. Maybe you've always resisted being a student again because you've already mastered a certain degree in your life. So maybe you're resisting being a student again because it makes you, it's affecting your ego. Your ego doesn't like it. And this is about issues at work, whether you're losing money, not getting along with people at work, or third party interferences at work. All of that comes up here. And like I said, the universe is going to keep beating you down now if you haven't listened to your higher calling. If you haven't listened about the money thing, they're calling you not to lose, but to do what's going to make you happy, and you're going to get exactly what you want. And it may be, you may get the same amount of riches, or it may be a lesser amount of riches, but it's not the point. Whatever they're taking you to is your destiny. It's going to make you happy. So how can you lose when you're doing what you love to do every day? You can't. This is what the universe is trying to teach us. When we go with the flow and truly live by our authentic selves, that's when we create true happiness and heaven on earth. All right, so this is showing you your resistance of being the student again is creating your environment of other people not willing to be students either around you. They don't want to be told what to do. So again, this then feels defenseless to the energies or attacks, or feeling ganged up on, because you need to be the example. So if you expect others to learn, then you need to be the student as well. Whatever comes into you and triggers you or gets mad at you, don't see it as them being mean to you. See it as they're showing you what's in your subconscious that you're not aware of, whether it's in this life or in your DNA from your family. Even if you don't believe in past lives, we all have 14 generations of DNA in our bodies. So you literally are carrying the karma for your family. And when you clear this stuff, you're clearing not only for you, but for your families as well. So let's see, why do we have this defenselessness? The defenselessness also teaches you no longer to care about what other people think, because you can only care so much until you have to give up, you have to surrender. This is the giving up, the tripping up, allowing yourself to fall, allowing yourself to drop the act, the facade, and break the patterns, and become sovereign. That's how you become sovereign, by learning not to care what other people think. And then you have the Empress as well. Okay. So it's saying this also can be a mother and daughter relationship that needs to drop the act of being all that, right? Who controls everybody. But you may also want to recognize, what is it about the women, if you're the masculine here who's struggling, why are they in control? Is it because even if they're not necessarily the kindest people in the world, it's like Trump, he may not have a personality most people like, but he's authentic to himself, which is why he brings good energy to himself and why he's in the position that he's in. So it's the same type of thing. Even though these women may not be the nicest people, but if they're being authentic to themselves, it doesn't matter, because the universe rewards authenticity above kindness. So it rewards kindness, but not if you're lying. So if you're inauthentic, that's a lie. It only rewards you if you're authentic to yourself and kind. So obviously we love that world where everyone can be kind to each other, but in order to get to that level of vibration, we have to first become authentic to ourselves, no matter what, even if it hurts someone else's feelings. If you come in with truth and love, which is the masculine and the feminine, you must come in with both of them. When you come in with both, it's no longer your fault then if the other person's feelings are hurt, because you were in your truth and you did it with love. So now it's the other person's time or turn to now clear their wounds. And that's how the game works. That's how the dance works. So remember that just because they seem like they have it all together, well, they may be about to take a fall, right? They may trip up because they lack faith. Maybe they are very authentic to themselves, but if they're lying in any way, like I said, everything's coming clean right here. Just because something seems perfect doesn't mean that it is, right? Looks can be deceiving, so don't judge a book by its cover. And when you go into connecting with your higher self and learning your authenticity and your truth and living that truth, then you become more tuned in to the people around you who are telling the truth, so that you automatically don't pull in liars anymore when you become authentic to yourself. All right, so it's just like someone who fears getting robbed or something like that. They're going to pull in someone who steals from them. So it's about letting go of all the fears and just trusting, having faith, being patient, and being authentic. So this is the prison that we all put ourselves in, right? The prison of the mind, your thoughts. You can get yourself out of this prison. There's plenty of space between these swords to just walk right out. You can choose to be in prison, and you can choose to walk out. There's a lot of reverse cards that came up here at the end for Capricorn, because just showing you all the negative energies you can choose to be in, but you don't have to. This is the King of Swords. He can be lying to himself. He can be very verbally abusive, right? When you're in prison, when you imprison yourself in your mind, then you become this, because you're in fear. You're lying to yourself, you're lying to others, and then you snap because you're afraid someone's going to find out something about you because you're hiding. This is about resisting change, not allowing the full transformation to happen, being dead tired all the time because you're resisting, your body's working overtime. And then the Empress reverse is someone in lack, who's out of control, or someone who's sick, or a parent who's ill. This could be someone on their deathbed as well. There's your deathbed, right? The ending the pain, a painful ending, being left for dead with only Bambi to rescue you, like your child coming to take care of you. And then you have work, which makes you happy, with your mouse friend, like Michael. Then the two of us need look no more. Okay? And then also he's wearing yarmulke, so there could be a Jewish person coming up here. but it's about, working it, burning the midnight oil. We have cobwebs up here. There's a spider watching, so Charlotte's Web is coming up as well. We have the Seven of Swords reversed. This is about coming clean and getting clean. There still can be some sneakiness with this card, because just the fact that this card's coming up at all, there's still some residual sneakiness. But this is about coming clean, getting clean, cleaning up the house, right? Disinfecting for viruses and things like that. At work. So you may be at work, so you have to be very careful about cleaning up so that nobody gets sick, right? And then you have the Tower reverse, which is either avoiding, resisting, or in the aftermath, cleanup. So this is like at work having to clean up after every person comes in. And that's resistance, right? Because cleanup is trying to prevent something before it happens. And then we have unhappiness here. This is a lack of joy. This is joy. This is about third-party situations. This is about negative groups and influences, bad influences in your life. What are the energies that are hanging around you? This also has to do with gossip and overindulgences, no joy, and also being antisocial. And that's all could be related to the virus and to the work and feeling like, you can't have anyone around. It feels very antisocial, which is not joyful for you. Or maybe it isn't. Maybe you like that. But this is finding a way out of all that. So that's good. This card is the Hangman, but reversed in this deck, it's being like trapped in a fishbowl, or the magician trapped without his key in the water tank. But this is you finding a way out of being trapped. And this is post ending the war. By ending the war, perhaps not dealing with the virus anymore, because by dealing with the virus, you're perpetuating the war. So say by not dealing with it, by letting go of the war, and just carrying this heavy load just for a moment longer. And this could be someone setting off fireworks as well, because we've had a lot of fireworks, right? But there's a deer in the headlights here, and the man or the band on the run, making a run for it, taking his desires and going for it. This could be some jealousy or insincerity, being afraid to love. The burden is the fear of loving or being loved because of the father. So here's the Emperor coming back. This is the story of your life. Being controlled or being taught to be always in control, which is going to be your downfall, because you need to allow, right? You want to control negative thoughts, right? And that has to do with spiritual practice every day. And the Emperor is very good at discipline, right? Because that's how they became the Emperor. And if it's a really good Emperor, they also realize that they know that they have no control. A really good Emperor will know they really have no control over the people. It's about connecting with his higher self and getting guidance from the universe or from God. And then we have the females around him. This is the Queen of Swords of Truth. And then here's the Sovereign. And we have the Three of Cups there. There may be this could be a reorganization of your business as well. Like, so somebody or a group may have disbanded, and this could be disbanded, or this could be a new group coming together or being reformed or upgraded, some kind of change in that respect. There may be more women on board. This also could be bringing a child on board. The Emperor, the Queen of Swords with the light. So he's got the power and the control, the business savvy. She could be psychic with the light. And this could be the one with the money, the Sovereign, who's independent. Right? So there's no complications with her because she's independent. So this also can be a child. So there's something coming there's a lot of like crap you have to get past, but it looks like it's going to funnel through really quickly. It's all about your work and how you're going to work in the future. And why do we have the Emperor? We have the Emperor. This is energetic exchange, a lot of back and forth communication or travel for the Emperor. But there's frustrations and blocks. That could be learning how to control your third energy. even your sexual creative energy, learning how to control it when you feel it going back and forth. And this is in your awakening. This is learning to control your third energy in an awakening process or ego process, right? Learning to tame your own beast. But it's not about resisting your own desires. It's about learning how to use that energy in a different way. When so if it's not time to have a sexual relationship, you funnel that energy into your creativity. And we have the Hierophant here too. So this is about, the only one you can be loyal to is yourself, your higher self. This is ultimately about commitment to yourself, which then references this as God, which is the standard, right? But this also can reference the patriarchy and the boys' club. It can reference religion, social norms, all of that kind of stuff. But ultimately, it's about commitment to self. You can't fully commit yourself to anyone but yourself, your higher self. And we see, too, I was bringing up the yarmulkes, and here's like the bald guys. So there's the yarmulkes and the no yarmulkes and the bald heads. That could be seen as a yarmulke as well. See, it's all in the perspective. And then the Magician comes up. So we have, again, the three wise men. This was coming up yesterday. This is the enlightened man, like Jesus, ascending, right? God, and the Magician embodiment, the Magician. Okay? And again, this is like Hieros Gamos. This is the awakening to God into Magician embodiment by practicing your spirituality and coming into your higher self. There's really beautiful energy. Wow, how long is this? I'd never gone this long, I don't think. So then the underlying energy here is the Knight of Cups reversed, which is resisting being or receiving love because of depression, right? Capricorn isn't typically all lovey-dovey, but this is because of depression, and Capricorn is very prone to depression. And then this is about implementing a plan, perhaps that didn't serve you. So there's unhappiness, illness, feeling overexposed, children who are out of control. This is someone who feels rejected, vulnerable, crybabies, spoiled brats. All that kind of energy comes under the Page of Cups reversed. This can be a baby crying, but it also can be the child who thinks they're entitled and spoiled, but also shy and vulnerable. Implementing a new plan, but losing hope or being arrogant. And being arrogant, being insincere or unloving, or jealous or envious, or feeling rejected. It all comes out of our own pain, the way that we are. So let's get into the oracle cards real quick, since we're going over by a lot. So from the energy deck for Capricorn. So after the main part of the read, where I gave you the main signs, after Leo, we also had come out, let's see here, we have Scorpio reversed, Taurus reversed, with the Empress reversed. Remember, she's upright over here. She comes out reversed. So remember what I said, looks can be deceiving. Someone might be wearing a false mask. And then we have the Emperor upright. So there may be something, I mean, you can be the Emperor, but also your persona comes from your father. So there's something about that you may want to change or alter. But then we have Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo, Gemini, but also Aries there. And Scorpio's reversed in both cards. So Scorpio very reversed. All right, so for Capricorn, what is the advice from the energy deck? Well, there's too many cards coming out, but I guess I'm going to show them to you because the bottom of the deck is hostilities. That's the frustrations when you're not your authentic self. That's that Page of Wands energy reversed, okay? And it may be due to the people you surround yourself with, the community. Okay? And they may be balanced, but you may just not resonate with them. It may not be the right group for you. And that had to do with the 3 at the end here too. And now I'm sweating. There's a lot of masculine energy coming in. We have Angel of Balance, which is 48, walking away and within to balance yourself. When you're around energies that don't resonate with you and are knocking you off balance, it's time for you to walk away and within so you can rebalance yourself. Then we have the Garden and the Gate, which is people being afraid to leave their houses because of the virus or because of your other fears. And this is very much the same girl. Here, when there's nothing around her, she's good. But as soon as she thinks about going out with the butterflies, she goes into anxiety. And it's learning to be balanced when you're around any energy. 30 is the Four of Wands. That's the union energy. Remember that your heart is your home. And don't be afraid to explore, that the butterflies are your friends. And there's definitely that little girl energy about, she's happy with herself, but she's afraid to go out. And then there's the 33 of the Christ vibration. Also 33 is the Seven of Wands, standing up for yourself without being defensive, right? Learning to take the high ground and keep an open heart and walking away when someone wants to trigger you. Hearing them and standing up for yourself, but if it gets heated or if it gets red in any way, it's time to walk away to find the key to your heart. The door to romance is taking the high ground, being true and authentic to yourself, not allowing yourself to be caged, but also, keeping your energy pure by walking away from those who are in negative or lower energies of envy. Okay, so we have envy, we have hostilities here, and the jealousy card came up here with the Knight of Cups reversed. Jealousy, depression, envy. So anger and depression go hand in hand. As soon as I get angry, I go right into sadness because I don't like anger. Okay. So it's telling Capricorn, you have to understand all of this about yourself in order to come out on the other end, which is actually going to happen really fast because Capricorn's a quick learner. All right, let's see here. Let me see. So for romance angels, what's coming up for romance angels? Take a deep breath. I'm going to give you another gong. So the frustrations are definitely coming up with that King and Queen of Wands in the beginning of the read. Everything's being exposed. So all of these negative energies are being exposed. The King and Queen of Wands, including yourself, the King of Pentacles reversed, and the Knight of Pentacles reversed, but you could be exposing yourself to your depression or whatever it is because of the Emperor. Or that could be your father, but it also could be your work persona or your boss. And it could be the King of Swords who's exposing everybody because he's upright and he's been suffering too long. He's rising above. He's been keeping his energy away from everybody else, but he's now he's coming out. So what's coming up for Capricorn? It's beautiful energy at the end here. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life, which is coming back into Emperor, not to control others, but to control you. And make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. And this is that very innocent love, which is very Capricorn as well. And then trust. The situation's calling for you to have faith. Okay? So it's just about freeing yourself from things that don't serve you and give your relationship a chance, right? Keep an open mind, make the effort and trust that you know. Don't go outside yourself and ask others about a one-on-one relationship. You're the one who knows what serves you, not them. Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. And then the numerology deck. For Capricorn, this is going to be the last one because I'm already at an hour and I never go this long for you guys. But this was a really important read, I think, not just for Capricorns. Okay. All right, Capricorn. There's definitely some people in power falling here, but in a really good way. Leadership, okay? So it's all about leadership. 81 is the end of karma, according to the numerology book, The Divine Triangle. And it's all about the sacral chakra and compassion with the pink, high heart. Okay, and the 81 is a 9, which is the hermit. So it's all about endings, universal selflessness, and the end of karma and leading the way. That's for you, Capricorn. And love partnership. 26 is that Page of Wands. So when you get past the anger and depression, you're here in a love relationship with the sacral chakra and the blue of the throat chakra, ready to speak your truth. Now in this deck, this just means it's more important. It's not negative in this deck. It's just more prevalent. It's more what you need to focus on. The underlying energy is patience again, whether it regards being patient or having patience. Number 2 is the High Priestess, using your intuition and connecting with your higher self. All right, we got to go, Capricorn. It's a lot. It's 1 hour already. 104, which is the Emperor and the Magician, and the 7 of the Chariot. All right, so make sure you drink your water, get your rest, get your joy, get your nature, and rise and be love, you guys. Bye.